Hi, my name is Sam Sandweiss,
And my name is Michael Effenberger.
and we are here doing an analysis of Terence Egan's masterpiece. We start out here with a quote by B.S. Fredrickson.
B.S. Fredrickson, who was socially conscious, serves as an apt way to introduce this film. It is a self-conscious engagement with social and moral values.
Right. There's two tenets, thematically and formally. We see those are the two basic tenets of what he talks about. So transitioning here, we see a use of Soren cam. This was made popular by Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream. It's actually attached to the user itself.
Agreed. Here we have a fire alarm. This is about to encroach upon the simplistic and idealistic time of youth in Terence's life. The cameraman in the shot here represents the constant presence of authority, more specifically God's natural law.
And then now we actually go to two kittens fighting, which shows the natural innocence that Terence has. Proceeding to black. This is supposed to be a very quick beat for the viewer here.
Here, the winds of change are rolling in, as evident from not only the sound design, but the image itself.
Correct. We see blue skies, palm trees.
Look at this pool area right here. Come on.
You have more playful youth in the water in the park. A truly beautiful sight to behold.
Look at that.
Terrence directs us our
awesome.
image. He directs our line of sight over to the right side of the screen. You'll notice he commonly does that throughout this film in his composition. Also putting the hot tub towards the right side.
Correct. Here you have the hallway. The proximic patterns here indicate a narrow canal, almost like the canal of birth that all must undergo when entering the new world. Here we are brought back to the fire alarm.
Fire alarm is a very consistent visual characteristic throughout this film.
Would you say a motif, Sam?
I'd say it's a motif. It's very self-reflexive. The fire alarm is quite aware of itself.
Agreed. Here you have a games club sign indicating seclusion within the film. This harsh contrast between Terence and the game club members is evident by the harsh contrast on his face.
You'll see now we're using this shot. It's actually akin to the opening shot of Lost Highway, a David Lynch film.
A fantastic piece. I would highly recommend it to anyone interested in Terence's body of work.
So we're starting to establish here a trilinear narrative. We have three major spaces that we're cross-cutting in between.
That's awesome.
Agreed. The hallway, the playful pool, and we will
introduce one more in the upcoming here.
Again, the presence of the law is looming just over the horizon in that last shot.
This is one of my most favorite scenes. It's actually one of the scenes with the most dialogue out of all, and a beautiful monologue by Terence himself.
Agreed.
There must be some kind of ruse.
I know, Terence.
Elaborate, but hidden very well.
I love his dialogue. It's so
I must find
complex, but yet it's so elusive
Though I
and
do
hard
fear
to
I'm running out
discover.
of time.
I could not agree more.
Maybe this.
The lighting here. I've seen this shot over 1,000
the answer
times, but
lies.
yet I still tear up when I see that light.
And that's the light of enlightenment.
We see here coming up a little rack focus as he gets
Find
anger.
enlightenment.
Now we've got a series of quick shots coming up
One
here.
must first find the light.
We have a building,
Agreed. A giant phallic symbol, if I've ever seen one.
and this is answered by a Ionic symbol looking over at a house, possibly the house of his childhood, before he was brutally killed in a car accident in 2015.
A tragedy.
Now we see the introduction here of Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito is the third dimension of this film. He also serves as the foil for Terence's character.
It's also a very arguable point. You could say he serves as the sage as well when you're considering the philosophical journey of Joseph Campbell's A Hero with a Thousand Faces. But it's up for interpretation.
I could not agree more. We are back at the pool.
This is actually the place where they simulated the ocean scenes from A Perfect Storm. This very pool.
Not fun fact.
Well, actually, a fun fact about this scene is it was actually delayed shooting for about 5 hours because there was a live raccoon on set, and it caused a lot of disturbance, a lot of problems, and they luckily got it out of the way, thankfully.
Thankfully, it was a tragedy, if I've ever seen one, in the filmic world. But nonetheless, he turned that into a positive. It has now become an extra filmic source. We have the motif of the firebox. It's locked.
It serves here as Pandora's box
Locked inside this
because
box.
he wants to get in his childlike innocence, but when he pulls the fire
can't
alarm,
open it.
it'll actually be more problems. Here we see Danny DeVito again. Danny DeVito is very influential in Terrence's journey here.
Agreed. We are back in the hallway, the light strips, the canal, the journey.
Do a soft fade to black here. And then now we cut to one of the most visually stunning parts of this film. I equate it to the Tree of Life by actually Terrence Malick.
Agreed. You're going to see a very interesting choice by the director here to repeat his shots several times. The common film critic, film student, and average audience would think that this was a terrible mistake on behalf of the filmmaker's part, but no, not our boy Terrence.
No, this is actually very planned. It's a very structuralist approach to filmmaking.
You see the setting here. It is a home, probably representing his childhood. And you'll notice the multiple attempts replicates the multiple attempts that a child must make in order to walk. He falls down, and then he picks himself back up again, just as the camera picks itself back up.
Yeah, fun fact about this scene. It actually took them 5 years to find the perfect time and location to do this because they actually couldn't find this crappy overcast weather in Southern California. They were financially they were broke and unable to afford the plane tickets to colder climates.
Yes, interesting fact. The harsh audio and the rough handheld style also serve to really bring to light the fact that this filmmaker, this auteur, struggled with the childhood.
So now as we approach the end of the film, a lot of things are going to start happening very quickly. First of all, we actually see Terrence arrive to his final destination of this room.
You'll notice that at the beginning of the clip, someone yells action. This is going to be very important. We'll explain why later.
Yes, very important indeed. So now we go into a color montage. We see green as if he's sick.
We've got orange.
It's just door hinge, space, his emptiness, his feeling, but then all of a sudden he reaches his epiphany, the sea of knowledge as you see it.
Title text here, you'd argue multiple meanings from that. One, that Terrence has yet to create meaning in his own life, or that he challenges the very audience to create meaning for his film.
Or the generic epiphany that occurs. Now, a lot of people, contrary to popular belief, think that the audio has lots of significance, but really what's crucial in this scene is the proximic patterns, the composition of this lamp pressed up against this massive looming blue sea of knowledge.
Agreed. The proximic patterns here are vital to deciphering what is going on within the scene.
I mean, they're so neoformist, it's impossible to describe them.
I think you described it perfectly.
Neoformist it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see him flip this camera here. He's on his bed. It's like his deathbed.
And now he is
Again, back to the David Lynch Lost Highway shot here.
Mm-hmm. He is journeying. He is traveling. He is spending this time to reflect upon the self, just as the camera is reflected upon the self, and it tilts down towards the light because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, he has seen the light, and now he's putting his past behind him.
And Danny DeVito here comes in with a save, pointing his way to the final door.
Agreed. Danny DeVito here serves as the perfect foil for Terrence because he is often seen as a laughingstock, but here he finds his own meaning, just as Terrence has found his way to the door without the need for someone to yell action.
Exactly. That Golden Globe gave him the authority he needed to point Terrence in the right direction.
Exactly. This is a beautiful piece of existential
The final
story.
crescendo right here, we see Terrence actually go through his self-pity and lack of self-esteem and breaks out in a fit of rage and realizes that he is one with the world.
Agreed. Here you're going to see the words fly by incredibly fast in the credits. That is because names and words do not matter. It is purely the actions of the individual that define them, bringing home this existentialist film created by the masterful Terrence Deegan.
This has been a film commentary by Sam Sandweiss
And Michael Effenberger.
We hope you enjoyed our insightful discussion, and this is in tribute to the late, great Terrence Deegan, a.k.a. the Terrence Malick 2.0.
Have a wonderful night. Please spay and neuter your pets.